you're male, whether you're female, whether you're 50 years old, whether you're 40, whether you're 12, whether you're 13, doesn't matter. It's okay to cry because that is how you release those emotions of hurt. But if you hold it in, you will get physically ill from this, from holding on to these pent up anger and resentment and stress. So you need to release it. Cry. Take out those tears. Release it. Release your emotions. If it's talking about a really painful experience over and over and over again, crying, crying, and crying until you come to terms with it, do it. Release your emotions, right? It's like an example that I like to use is, let's say there's a glass jar and now your emotions are fire, and you keep filling this glass jar with fire and fire and fire, that the oxygen levels and the pressure make that glass jar explode, and all the fire, it just goes, disperses in flames all over. And that is you with your emotions. So basically, if you're gonna bottle up your emotions, if you're not going to like release your emotions and your anger, not in a negative way, but if you're not gonna release that, then you're gonna lose yourself completely. Everything that you have worked for in your life is going to go down the drain. So you need to accept that you're feeling a certain way. Don't hold on, don't resent anyone, and don't resent yourself at most of all, right? So as I said, you need to release it, cry it out, take out those tears, release your emotions. And once again, if it's talking to someone about it, a really painful experience over and over again, an experience that you don't just like talking to anyone about, if it's really personal and it's painful and it hurts you and destroys you by talking about it, what I can say and what I want you to do is talk to someone about it, whether it's someone professional or it's just a friend or your mom or your sibling or your relative. Do it, someone who you can trust. Once again, talk about it constantly. If you have to cry, cry, just do it. Because that is how you gain closure, and that is how you come to terms with it, and that is how you accept it and release it from your life. Right? So I want you to do this, right? Now you need to think about yourself. Now I want you to maybe use your notepad on your phone or write this down on a piece of paper. It's just your own self-examination, okay? Just for yourself to learn about yourself. Now, I want you to listen carefully. I hope you guys remember if you got your notepad or whatever, right? So I want you to type there, and you're going to answer these questions on your own. Who am I? Ask yourself, who am I? What do I love? The next question is, what do I love? What makes me happy? What do I love? What don't I love? What do I do for fun? What are my hobbies? What were my hobbies when I was younger? Let's look at when we were young. How do I want people to treat me? How do I think that I treat people? Now you have all the answers, so write this down, and this will be a little example of who you are as a person, and that is how you can understand yourself. I want you to think about your past traumas, and you're going to write that down. It doesn't have to be everything, but these are little fragments that help you figure out who you are and who you have become, and that falls from your past, right? So now another this is what you need to do, and this is what you need to do to remember, and what you need to do is you need to live in the present, okay? Think about now. Live your life right now in the present. Live your life in the now. I remind myself to live in the present, the now, because that is how I appreciate life more. And it's because I'm not running away from it. Because imagine your whole life you running to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And that is why you never ever feel fulfilled by anything, because you're not acknowledging what you have right now. So don't just ask yourself, what's next? What's next? What's next? That's living in the future. You need to slow down and realize and appreciate what is happening right now. And that is how you gain stress, because you're constantly thinking about the future, questioning both the positives and negatives. Okay, the positive, like, I can't wait, I'm going to be, like, I myself, okay? I can't wait, I'm going to be an attorney or advocate with a beautiful family. I'm going to move overseas with a big house and some awesome fancy cars and many cats, right? Or the negative, what if I fail? What if I don't succeed? What if? No, no. Don't do that, even if it's positive. That is how anxiety comes up. So what I'm going to tell you to do As I said, live in the present, live in the now. Question, what can I do now with what I have? And that is how you create your future. Right now, the future does not exist. Right? We are sitting here. The future does not exist. The past does not exist. But what does exist is the present. I am talking to you right now. I am currently speaking to you. So if you don't appreciate the now, nothing else will flourish. What people think about you, right? Another thing is that's none of your business. That is none of your business, right? People can think whatever they want. When you put something out there, if you post something on Instagram, when you create something, you will always attract people on your vibration or that are meant to see whatever you put out there, right? They are meant to see what you put out there, whether it's positive, whether it's negative. They are meant to see it. Now, you just have to do what you have to do. Do what you want to do. Nothing else matters. No one else matters. What others think of you is none of your business, right? That's their business, not yours, okay? You can and will never, you cannot and you will never control their minds. You will never control what they think. And what do you, listen, what do you want? What do you want to be in someone else's head? Why? You don't need to be in anyone else's head. Be in your own head. Think about your own stuff. Think about what you have. Like, why are you even there? Why are you thinking about what someone else is thinking? I know when I started going to the gym, right? I used to always think about, oh no, what are people going to think of me? Like, what if the weights that I'm using is not heavy enough? Like, people are going to look at me, they're going to judge me. No one cares, okay? Think about yourself, live in the now, use your own head, love yourself, think about yourself. No one cares. Why are you even thinking about what other people may be thinking of you? If you post something on Instagram, as I mentioned before, right, you post a picture of you. Not everyone's going to think you're attractive, but you know that you are attractive. Not everyone's going to like you. You do you. Don't worry about what other people think. Be who you are, be authentic. Okay, well, I will be back right after a short ad break, so stay tuned.
Easy on my heart, wasn't always on the day.
Radio Al Ansar, Durban 90.4 FM, Pietermaritzburg 105.6 FM.
Want to tantalize those taste buds? Halton's has you covered. From freshly baked treats to imported confectionery that brings international flavors right to your door. Indulge in our daily food menu, home industry goodies, and those household brands that you love, now with global twists. Visit Halton's at 358 Brickfield Road, open till 9 p.m. daily, or call us at 031-207-6108. Halton's, where every bite is a delight.
WhatsApp us now on 060-904-1056.
Sunnah a Day, proudly brought to you by Sunpick, 100% pure sunflower cooking oil. Sunpick, cook more with less.
Sunnah a Day, when entering one's home, enter by making salam.
Sunnah a Day, proudly brought to you by Sunpick, 100% pure sunflower cooking oil. Sunpick, cook more with less.
Imagine this. You're putting together a 7-color meal, from the creamy pasta to the glazed carrots and flavorful onion gravy. This entire meal is made with our 100% pure extra virgin olive oil from our La Familia range, bringing outstanding quality and taste to your kitchen. Shop La Familia 100% pure extra virgin olive oil at any leading supermarkets near you. La Familia, heart of the home.
Radio Al Ansar, for me, for you, for everyone.
This segment is brought to you by Kenfield Auto, your RMI approved service and repair specialist. 236 Brickfield Road, Overport.
Kenfield Auto. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم.
Car won't start?
Can feel auto.
Noisy brakes?
Can feel auto.
Due for a service?
Can feel auto. Can feel auto. The answer to all your car problems. Your service and repair specialist for your VW, Audi, Suzuki, Toyota, or just about any vehicle. Kenfield Auto, your RMI and insurance approved workshop to handle them all. 236 Brickfield Road, Overport. Call us on 031 207 2399. Kenfield Auto.
महफिल नाते रसूल मकबूल सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम अकीदत के फूल रेडियो लंसार के ज़ेर एहतमाम ख़वातीन की महफिल नात 10th of November 189 West Road from 2 to 5 p.m. इस मुबारक महफिल की शिरकत के लिए टिकट अवेलेबल हैं अलंसार बुक शॉप पर। मजीद मालूमात हासिल करने के लिए जोहा को कांटेक्ट कीजिए 0633079237।
Verily, every soul shall taste death. Prepare yourself for the inevitable. Join the Al-Ansar Foundation for our annual Ladies Workshop on Saturday, the 26th of October from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Seats are limited, so don't delay. Register now by calling 031-208-1601. Save the date, 26th October, Al-Ansar Conference. Secure your spot and ensure you are prepared for life's final journey.
Radio Al-Ansar.
It's Ria Mahomed here, hosting the Next Gen show on Radio Al-Ansar. It's not just a radio show, it stands as a powerful movement in its own right. It embodies the essence of individuality, creativity, and positivity, where we explore the latest trends and engage in lively discussions. Expect a mix of insight, humor, and mental health, social justice, and relevance that promises an enlightening and enjoyable listening experience, ensuring you don't miss out on this captivating adventure on Next Gen. Hello, my name is Ria Mahomed. I'm currently sitting in the studio at Radio Al-Ansar, talking into my mic, expressing myself to the people who is listening to me. Hi, everyone. Okay, anyway, I'm asking you a question. What am I doing? Right? I was speaking about living in the present before my ad break, right? But what am I doing? I'm here living in the present, talking to you. So what I'm going to tell you is to be here, be in the present. Once you realize that what people think of you is none of your business and should not be of your concern, and whether you are the most amazing person on this earth, they still may not like you. Okay, you could be the most amazing. They still may not like you. Not everyone likes you. People will still have something bad to say about you. So when you accept that criticism is a part of life, like personally, criticism, I love criticism. It's a part of life. You have the good, you have the bad, you have both ways, and both are truly beautiful. And when you accept that, you become and embrace your authentic self. You don't have to fear people and what they are thinking about. Like, why should I worry about other people's thoughts? I don't have time for that. I have so much to live for. I mean, I am doing distance education. I mean, I'm studying law, right? And I'm doing distance education for a specific reason, right? It's quite odd, I guess, to other people, but to me, it's not. My reason is not just to study South African laws, but it is to learn discipline. So what you think of me is what you think of me. That is your perception. Anyway, what I'm going to say, and this is what I'm doing, embrace your own beauty and your true identity, because that is who you truly are. Love yourself, okay? Now, anyway, going back to today's lovely program, we have a lovely guest in studio with us today. Khadija, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It's great to be back here on the show.
Oh, I'm glad you could come on today.
No, thank you for having me.
I was ecstatic knowing that you agreed to come on. It's absolutely lovely. So today we have quite a few interesting topics regarding to what I just spoke about too. So anyway, I was just thinking, right, it was on the top of my mind. Okay, there was this one question which I'm sorry. I'm just so curious to know what you think of it. I want to tell you what I think of it, right? So, I was actually chatting to someone recently, and this person is studying law as well. Okay, so now this was a question that he was asked by his lecturer, right? So now apparently there's this concept, well, he told me that there's this concept known as the experience machine, introduced by philosopher Robert Niche, if I'm not mistaken. So now this explores the nature of happiness and reality. Now in this thought, the experiment, a person enters this machine that allows them to live their wildest dreams and fantasies without any awareness, that they are actually in a stimulated experience. They don't know that, right? So it's akin to watching a movie of one's life where in every moment this feels deeply real and fulfilling. Now within this machine, this man, he believes that he is genuinely experiencing joyous milestones, such as like witnessing his son grow up, achieving a wonderful job, and living his best life, right? So now the central question that arises is whether the man is truly experiencing happiness, despite the fact that his experiences are fabricated and disconnected from reality. Now, can you tell me something, right? Do you think that this man is experiencing genuine happiness? Like, do you think that I have a bit of a perspective, but can you share what you feel first?
Sure. So, based on what you were saying, even though it has been, should I say, constructed?
Yes.
What I personally think is that what he has been seeing is actually what he thinks would make him happy. So what I'm trying to say is that I think even though it has been manufactured in the way that it has and he doesn't know, I think he is genuinely experiencing happiness because everyone has a different opinion on what would make them happy. So the simulation basically mimicked what what would make him happy, essentially.
Yes.
So I think it's real, even though the circumstances, on how he is happy.
I agree 100%. So like now this question was actually really intriguing to understand, right? In fact, he told me that it took the whole semester for those students to understand and identify the answer toward it, and I was like, it's pretty simple. I mean, you got it yourself. So now looking at this question, right, I would say that he did experience true happiness, right? Because in that moment, he may not have been aware of the outside world and reality, but it felt as if he were truly present, as if the machine had that encapsulated him didn't actually exist. So it's akin to the experience of dreaming, where you drift into a peaceful slumber and you find yourself enveloped in a dream that radiates joy and contentment. So it feels as though you are living in that moment fully, right? So you embrace that euphoric emotion, lost in a world crafted by your mind. So conversely, like when faced with a nightmarish scenario, your mind can evoke a sense of fear and dread, pulling you into the chaotic landscape that feels all too real. So I guess if he were in a similar state, it is though he entered a dreamland where joy exists, about temporarily, right? However, the harsh reality awaits upon awakening. So I would say once he opens his eyes, the tumultuous nature of the real world and the stark contrast could lead to a profound sense of disillusionment. So now I would say is that, as we did say, his true and genuine happiness, once so vivid, may flicker out abruptly as maybe a light switch being turned off, leaving him vulnerable, and that causes him to relapse into torment and depression. Now, this is the cynical nature of happiness and despair that underscores the fragility of human emotions and the impact of our perceptions on, our overall well-being.
Yes.
So it's pretty interesting. Then, going into society and our lives where we feel like, we have this facade on, we don't know who we are, and I feel like we're all fabricated as robots into this world. What do you feel about that?
I actually agree with what you're saying.
Yes.
Because, and this touches in on what you were speaking about earlier, that we are basically products of societal conditioning.
Yes, 100%.
So I think we spend our entire lives trying to understand who we are and trying to cultivate the confidence that we would want to embody.
Yeah.
But because of societal constraints and judgments, it takes some people a really long time to cultivate that.
Indeed.
So especially as young people, like you and I, we become so sensitive to the public eye.
Yes.
And this is based off of past experiences.
Yes, because we feel judged. It's like basically our experiences talk for us.
Yes.
Our past lives, our childhood. That is basically, it makes us who we are today, mentally and emotionally.
Key.
Yes.
It's a key thing that a lot of people tend to overlook.
Yes.
And this is where emotions kind of tie in.
Yeah.
There's a book, it's called The Body Keeps Score. I haven't read it, but it touches base on what we're actually talking about. So it's so important for you to truly know yourself. You can't be running away from things that trigger you.
Yes, 100%.
You need to face what you are feeling head on.
Yeah.
And in the process, you need to question and you need to reflect on your past, no matter how painful it is.
Yes.
Because then you'd actually begin to understand, okay, say for example, someone yelled at you. So you need to question, why am I triggered by this?
Yes.
Maybe when you were younger, you got yelled at, and now there's this fear inside of you where you wouldn't want to displease people.
Yes, 100%.
This is people pleasing behavior, and you carry that with you. So it's so important for you to become aware of your triggers.
Yes, as I did mention.
Yes.
Yeah.
And emotions are like your touch senses, basically. So your touch senses, we have them throughout our skin. So say, for example, you touch something that's hot, and because you have those sense receptors, your brain tells your hand to pull away.
Yes.
So your emotions are like that. They're a compass to protect yourself.
Yes.
Because biologically, if we go back in time, if you had to narrow down your emotions, they serve a purpose of survival. So you have flight, fight, and freeze responses,
yes.
right? So, and I think this is why we also care what people think, because back in those days, and I'm talking about when we were cave people, you can't survive by yourself.
Yes.
If you were an outcast to your tribe, that meant certain death for
100%.
you. So this is where societal standards come into play, where we always try to conform.
Yes,
it's because we're social creatures and we understand you cannot be an island in order for you to survive.
I agree 100%.
So in that sense, that's why we care so much about what other people think and their judgments.
Yeah.
But obviously it's to our detriment, because then you end up developing social anxiety, which is a fear of people judging you.
Yes.
And you don't tend to do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
Because you are so encapsulated in this fear.
Yeah.
So I think it's amazing what you're talking about, because a lot of people, especially the older people, need to understand, all these things. And it's not very common for them to be talking about, like their past and their feelings as well. And as you said earlier, it kind of, like, maybe emotions are frowned upon. It makes you soft, no, it's not that at all.
Yeah, it makes you stronger. And that's, as I said, I find that absolutely beautiful. Understanding how you feel, understanding who you are, and no matter how tough it gets, recognize yourself.
Exactly.
You're gonna face these hardships. You, as I did say, when you express yourself, people can end up thinking that, oh no, you're just being an aggressive person. But then you have to, of course, remember that does not define who you are. That doesn't have to be you, and you can change all that by finding where it all comes from.
Exactly. And this also ties in with what you were talking about with, I think you made an example about dating and letting people know about their standards, what they want.
Yes.
So that's the thing, like you can't know what you want if you are focusing on pleasing other people.
Yes, you need to find what you want. I always say, don't think about someone else now. Come on. You may feel bad for this person, like you don't want to hurt this person's feelings, but you have to think about yourself and say, no, this is how I feel. I don't want this. I don't want to go out with you.
See, so your emotions protect you from that as well.
Yes, 100%.
Because you basically show people how you want to be treated. So what you accept is exactly how people are going to treat you. So having standards is not necessarily being selfish. You are taking care of yourself.
Yes, and that is how you also gain more respect from other people, because you're standing by what you want.
Yes.
Yes. So put your foot down. Choose yourself.
Yes, ladies especially, because I know like we've all been conditioned, to not have any kind of say in things, and we're just expected to nod along to everything. But there are certain things that's like a definite no, and you need to put your foot
you need
down.
To put your boundaries. Set boundaries. And it's not even just about gaining respect from other people. It's about gaining your own respect from yourself, your self-respect.
Exactly. So you have to understand that you are going to have your back no matter what.
100%.
And you setting boundaries, those people who stay, that speaks volumes. Those people who leave from the boundaries that you set, that shows that they were just in it because you probably agreed to everything and you didn't speak up for yourself.
100%. Yeah.
So yeah.
No,
but please, people, don't take this out of context. Like, don't be mean. We are not encouraging people to be mean. It's about being assertive.
Remember, as I said, you are an individual. You are your own person. Allah has put you into this world as an individual. You are unique and you are special. So just remember who you are, and you can, sometimes when you choose yourself, you can be said, people can call you selfish and aggressive, but we need to remember not to worry about that, because this is who we are. We need to choose ourselves, because if we don't, we will not flourish. We will not get anywhere in life.
Yes. And based on what you were talking about with, like how, as you said, we are so caught up in the past and the future, that it breeds this anxiety. This is why we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because at the end of the day, He is the one that is in control, not us.
Indeed.
So we
100%.
need to unburden ourselves, cultivate that relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He's always there. He's always listening, and He knows what's best for us. We can pray for a better future, but we should always live, as you mentioned, in a state of gratitude.
Yes.
Because there are people that don't have what we have. And there's always going to be someone that has more than you, but there's also going to be someone that is going to have lesser than you.
Yes.
So instead of focusing on what other people have, which you don't have,
focus on you. Be grateful for
be
what
grateful. Yes.
Yeah, and you know what I always say is trust Allah's plan. So you're going to face hardships in life, but trust His plan, because if you're not going to, where are you going to get? Who are you going to trust? What are you going to do with your life?
Exactly.
So it's all under Allah's power. So you have to just recognize that and understand that,
And the thing about people can pick up on your energy. Some people have such a great vibe and stuff, and in spirituality, they talk about this, even with the law of manifesting and stuff like that. Prayer is a form of manifestation, by the way. So they always say that you must be in a state of gratitude.
Yes.
Because when you're in a state of gratitude, that means that you are appreciating what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you.
Yes.
And that opens your taqdeer up for more.
Yes, 100%. I absolutely love that. Yes.
It's kind of ironic, like the universe and how it works. Because, for example, the most intelligent people don't really think that they're smart. The most beautiful people don't think that they're beautiful.
Yes, as I did say before. Yeah.
Yeah. And the people who don't want to lead, they're the ones that are the most suited for a position of
Yes,
power.
indeed.
So this is how it kind of works. So if you're grateful and stuff and you are content with what you have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give you more because He knows that you don't necessarily need anything else.
Yes, 100%. Absolutely love that dearly. Great, so I really appreciate it. I mean, it's been absolutely lovely knowing about this. Now it is currently, well, we have 7 minutes left on our show, so we're going to have to wrap up. But I do know that you had made me aware that you had a poem to share.
Yes, I do. I wrote this quite a while back.
Yes.
I just need to find it real quick.
Yeah. Okay, awesome.
So it's basically touching on God and well, basically about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yes.
Sorry, let me find it real quick. Let's see. I found it. Okay.
Lovely.
So it's called Hope. Here's to better days and sunny skies that chase the darkness away. There is so much to live for. By the grace of God, we still stand tall. Our spirit mending and our hearts aching. But we keep on praying to taste better, to live in a future where we finally prosper, to never surrender. With each passing day, we grow stronger, so each minute doesn't get bleaker. The dawn shines down on us, making everything brighter, so our souls feel lighter, and God smiles down from above. I'm always here, He whispers in our ears. Never fear. We gather the courage to beat down another day, carrying on till our last breath, knowing we've lived a life He is proud of when we meet Him in death.
Oh, that was absolutely beautiful, mashallah. Oh, I really love that. Well, thank you so much, Jazakallah, for coming on today. It was absolutely lovely, and I love